How to say, I'm busy, without sounding rude. Brought to you by Lux von Zollern, the maker of exclusive garments for successful women, available at the website lvzprestige.com. Think Lux von Zollern when you wish to amplify your executive impact in high-stakes business environments. Let's face it, as a professional woman climbing the corporate ladder, your to-do list is longer than a CVS receipt. And yet, somehow, the world expects you to be available for every quick question, last-minute task, or unnecessary brainstorming session. Saying no is hard, especially in a cutthroat environment where everyone's looking for a weak link to pile work on. But guess what? You're busy, and you don't have to apologize for it. So how do you say I'm busy without sounding like a diva or becoming the office villain? By mastering the fine art of boundaries with finesse, humor, and a touch of strategy. The art of the polite deflection, how to say no without actually saying no. The trick to turning people down without ruffling feathers is making it sound like a yes, even when it's a solid no. Think of it as verbal aikido. You're redirecting their energy without taking on the burden. Example 1. Them. Can you help me with this report? It'll only take a minute. You. I'd love to, but I'm swamped with deadlines today. Let's circle back next week when I can give it my full attention. Example 2. Them. Can you hop on a quick call to discuss this? You. That sounds important. I can't right now, but how about you email me the details, and I'll review them first thing tomorrow? Notice the pattern? You're acknowledging the request, showing willingness, and offering an alternative that works on your timeline. Polite? Yes. Effective? Always. Blame it on the calendar. Let your schedule do the talking. Your calendar isn't just a time management tool. It's your personal gatekeeper. By blaming your unavailability on prior commitments, you're shifting the focus from your refusal to your packed schedule. Example. Them. Can we meet this afternoon to discuss the project? You. I wish I could, but my calendar's packed today. Let's find a time tomorrow when I can give this my full attention. Bonus points if you show them your color-coded schedule to really sell the I'm booked vibe. No one argues with a packed calendar. It's like the corporate version of the dog ate my homework. The strategic buffer, building breathing room into your day. The smartest way to avoid last-minute requests? Don't leave gaps in your schedule. If your day looks wide open, you're basically inviting chaos to fill the void. Even if you have downtime, block it off on your calendar as focus time or project deep dive. That way, when someone asks if you're free, you can truthfully say, I'm fully booked today. It's not lying. It's proactive boundary setting. The power of humor. Diffuse awkwardness like a pro. Humor is your secret weapon for saying no without sounding harsh. A witty response not only softens the blow, but also makes you more likable. Example. Them. Can you handle this task by end of day? You. Sure, if I clone myself by lunchtime. Let's revisit this tomorrow. Or. Them. Can you help me brainstorm ideas for this project? You. Love the enthusiasm, but my brain's already on overdrive. Let's pencil in some time when I'm not juggling flaming deadlines. The subtle redirect. Pass the baton like a boss. Sometimes, the best way to say, I'm busy, is to gently pass the responsibility to someone else. Example. Them. Can you review this document? You. I'm tied up today, but have you checked with colleague's name? They're great with this sort of thing. By offering a helpful alternative, you're still being supportive, just not at your own expense. Preemptive boundaries. Stop the requests before they start. The easiest way to avoid overcommitment is to set expectations up front. When you're clear about your availability and priorities, people are less likely to ask for your time unnecessarily. Example. In meetings, I'm focusing on specific priority this week, so my bandwidth for extra tasks is limited. In emails, I'm currently balancing multiple deadlines, but I'll be happy to revisit this next week. By proactively communicating your boundaries, you're managing expectations like the queen you are. Recognize the sneaky, quick ask trap. Beware of the phrase, "It'll only take a minute." Spoiler alert, it never does. These requests are often disguised time sucks that derail your day. When faced with a quick ask, respond with, "I'd love to help, but I need to prioritize my current tasks. Can you give me more details, and I'll see if I can fit it in later?" This approach buys you time to assess whether the request is truly urgent, or if it can wait until you're less swamped. Don't apologize for being busy. Here's the most important rule: stop apologizing. You don't owe anyone an apology for managing your time wisely. Saying no isn't selfish, it's strategic. Instead of, "Sorry, I can't right now," try, "I'd love to help, but I'm focused on priority at the moment. Let's reconnect when I can give this my full attention." By framing your response positively, you're asserting your boundaries without guilt or negativity. Mastering the persistent colleague dance. Every office is one. The persistent coworker who thinks your time is their time. They pop by your desk, send 5 follow-up emails, and corner you in the break room. The key to handling them? Be firm without being frosty. Example. Them. "Can I just borrow you for 5 minutes?" You. "I wish I could, but I'm completely tied up right now. Let's schedule some time tomorrow. I want to give this my full attention." Notice how you're redirecting their request to a specific time. This shows you're willing to help, but on your terms. Bonus: if they're just fishing for quick fixes, they might not follow up at all. For repeat offenders, escalate your response. "I really need to focus on my priorities today. If this is urgent, I recommend looping in another team member." You're politely closing the door and pointing them elsewhere. Managing up. Setting boundaries with your boss. The ultimate tightrope. Saying no to your boss without torpedoing your career. The secret? Reframe "I'm busy" as "I'm prioritizing." Example. Boss, "Can you handle this additional task?" You. "I'd be happy to take this on, but I'm currently focused on priority task. Should I shift that to make room for this, or is there a different way to tackle both?" This response does 3 things. It shows you're thoughtful about priorities. It shifts the decision-making back to your boss. It subtly reminds them you're not a magician with unlimited time. If your boss keeps piling on tasks, suggest a weekly check-in to align on priorities. This positions you as proactive and ensures you're not juggling flaming swords every day. Navigating toxic work environments. The ninja approach. Toxic workplaces thrive on overcommitment. Colleagues dump tasks on you. Higher-ups push unreasonable deadlines, and somehow, you're expected to handle it all with a smile. Here's how to outmaneuver the madness. Document everything. When someone tries to shift their workload onto you, confirm the details via email. Just to clarify, are you asking me to take over specific task? If so, I'll need to loop in relevant person and adjust my other deadlines. Paper trails aren't just for protection. They're a subtle way to deter laziness. Leverage the chain of command. When unreasonable requests come in, loop in your boss or team lead. "I want to ensure I'm prioritizing correctly. Should we revisit workload distribution to make this feasible?" Translation: don't make me do your job. This approach isn't about being combative. It's about enforcing boundaries in a way that demands respect. The power of the preemptive strike. The best way to avoid overcommitment is to stop requests before they start. Preemptively communicate your workload so people know you're not a free agent for their last-minute whims. Example. In team meetings, this week, my focus is on priority project, so my capacity for additional tasks is limited. Let me know if there's anything critical that needs attention, and I'll adjust accordingly. By framing your busyness as focus and responsibility, you're signaling professionalism, not defensiveness. The elegant exit strategy. Sometimes, you're asked for something mid-conversation, and "I'm busy" feels too abrupt. Enter the elegant exit, a graceful way to extract yourself without awkwardness. Example. Them. "Can you brainstorm ideas with me right now?" You. "I'd love to, but I'm in the middle of task. Let's schedule some time. I want to give this the thought it deserves. Or, if they catch you at your desk, I'm glad you stopped by, but I'm deep in something at the moment. Let's reconnect later when I can focus properly. By framing your refusal as a desire to give your best effort, you're leaving them feeling appreciated, not dismissed. Humor, the boundary-enforcing superpower. Humor can turn a potentially tense no into a light-hearted moment. A well-timed joke diffuses awkwardness and keeps relationships intact. Example: them. Can you take this on today? You. Only if I can borrow your time machine. Let's look at this tomorrow when I'm less swamped. Humor works because it's disarming. People are less likely to push back when they're laughing. Protecting your reputation while guarding your time. Here's the ultimate balancing act: maintaining your reputation as a team player while standing firm on your boundaries. The key? Consistency. If you're clear about your priorities, communicate openly, and offer alternatives when possible, people will respect your limits. You're not the office doormat. You're the office dynamo, focused and effective. Saying no without ever saying no. Sometimes, the most powerful way to decline is by not declining at all, but redirecting the conversation entirely. Example: them. Can you join this project right now? You. That sounds exciting. I'd love to support when my schedule opens up. For now, let's discuss how I can contribute in the next phase. You've just turned a hard no into a collaborative yes, on your terms. Ladies, your time is valuable, and protecting it is the ultimate power move. By combining grace, humor, and strategic redirection, you can say, "I'm busy," without ever sounding rude. Remember, boundaries aren't barriers, they're bridges to a healthier, more productive you. Now go own your time like the queen you are. Brought to you by Lux von Zollern, the maker of exclusive garments for successful women, available at the website lvzprestige.com. Think Lux von Zollern when you wish to amplify your executive impact in high-stakes business environments.